Like if you have any problem in logging in or anything, so then you can always ask. Okay, so the people are here, just raise your hand, and then they can help you around if there is any problem in the login or any kind of things, okay? But first, don't log in. Okay, for 2-3 minutes, just like have a look. What is there, what is the background, and where we go. I will do a quick demo, and then like we can try to focus on cause of death itself. Is that fine? Then they can help you around. Yeah, I want to try to finish as quick as possible because we know we have a gala dinner. But first, don't log in. Okay. So the first section is cause of death. So the background was like, we know like we've been using DHIS2 for many programs. And then like they want to try to use the cause of death module and linking with ICD-11 inside DHIS2. So there have been many efforts been happening around. This was, I'm talking about in the time of 2019, 2015, 2016, not now, okay? That particular timeline. So that particular time, people were just like configuring inside DHIS2, either making it as a different app or configuring the custom form itself. And there were lots of effort for developers and everyone, and also for the program manager to implement cause of death module in DHIS2 itself. Yeah, so given that one, so what was the need is like we wanted the cause of death, because like we know like we want to get accurate data on death, including the cause, so that like we can try to do the analysis, do all the trends, and also share the data with the ECRVS system so that like, they can give the death registration. So the medical people can actually give medical cause of death to the people, and they can take that certificate to other places. And then also do the standardization in the process so that like every hospital in our country reports on the same death. Because sometimes we'll just like say, okay, heart attack in one place, cardiac attack in another place. So those were all the different non-standardization which was happening. So then they try to use the ICD to include the cause of death. So we had ICD-9, ICD-10, and ICD-11. So this one, ICD-11, is an online coding tool, which actually has list of all the diseases and everything. And whenever they update, so it's just there in the online. So we can try to use it as and when it changed. For example, like we also had a problem in Lao, where we have ICD-10 now because of the translation. And the ICD-10 version is very different from the global 10 version and from the other country 10 version. So these were all the problems which were happening in ICD itself because of the different version release. Now with ICD-11, most of the things happens the same thing. So every country is linking up with the same repository so that like, we can try to get standardized way. And also it's been translated into many different languages. And then we want to try to include that one into DHIS2 itself. So what happened in 2021? WHO data analysis department under the division of data analysis and delivery impact, DDI, contacted HISP Vietnam to try to build a generic module so that like it can be in the app hub of DHIS2. Like I mentioned in the previous time in the morning about the extensibility, so that like we can make this app where most of the DHIS2 people can actually install in their DHIS2 instance itself. So this one, like we started building, we got all the different requirements, and we just say, what are also other needs, what you want to do? We always say data entry is one part, it's not the end part. So we also want to try to include the analysis. Like for example, top causes of death by chapter, cause of death by different diseases. So all those things we want to try to include in the app itself so that like end user don't have to create all the dashboards and everything again and again and in different places. So it's also very useful for us to give the training program, to conduct the things, and also focus on the data analysis part. So these were few of the comments. The other one was on the Anaccord export, because like when we have the ICD-10 causes of death, we want to, most of the people were exporting into Excel so that they can try to use it in Anaccord. So we also had a functions on that. There are also some places where they wanted to automatically link the MCCOD to ECRVS, which is also electronic. So we wanted, instead of people doing the double entry, we wanted to also transfer the data over there. Since DHIS2 allows the fire integration and other things, like it has a strong integration mechanism. So it was feasible to do the data collection inside the HRS2 itself. And there were a couple of machineries which we were thinking through, how best we can try to achieve this one, and what should be the design inside the HRS2. Whether we create it as an aggregate, no, right? Because we have to have the names of the people, so we cannot do it in aggregate. Yeah, can we do it as an event? Yes, you can do it as an event, because like person dies only one time, at least here. Maybe in the movies we can die, like especially Indian movies, a person can die 3 times and can come back again and die again. So, but like they say, why are you not doing it as an event? I just say, like, when you do it as an event, especially linking up with the ECRVs and other places, it won't be feasible because of attribute. And we want to encrypt the person name and all things, so that like when we do the data transfer and all kind of things, we are doing it in a more secure way. So those were the design principle what we used behind before putting anything into DHRs. Then we try to make the module itself. And then what we said, like, it has to be easily configurable. So like when I give the cause of death app to any country, they can just like open. And as usual, we always just say test it in the development instance, not in the production instance. So they can just download, open in the app hub, click on the app, install it. And there is an installation step where they can select what all different things people are trying to do. I can go through a quick things on during the demo. And then it has to capture data. That's the main thing, including the ICD-11 with the interface for all the different things. Very simple data entry. So the end user don't really have to worry about the DHIS2 workflow. They can just worry about the cause of death workflow. So cause of death workflow, what we have is when it was reported and when it was death. That's it. And then like enter the patient details and then do all the medical diagnosis data and all things into cause of death app itself. Yeah, and then that particular time we were just saying everything is online. Why don't we have this automatic underlining cause of death? Before in ICD-10 and ICD-9, we have to select underlining cause of death manually. And then the DORIS came up. DORIS, not the person, DORIS the tool. So in that tool, like what happens, it creates automatically underlining cause of death, and it will give you the reason also why it has selected that particular underlying cause of death, which people can review it and just say, yes, it's fine. Or we also have other options that we can try to do that one up. The other one is customizable cause of death, because most of customizable cause of death certificate, because different country has a different ways of doing the cause of death. They have a logo, they have like to say first name, last name in some places, they have signature of the hospital in the below, sometimes it's in the left, sometimes in the right. So all those things should be easily configurable. When I just say configurable, not by the developers, by the health program people who knows a bit of IT itself. So those were the different things which we were targeting at. If a non-programmer, non-developer can customize all these things into their own DHIS2, then we have achieved that particular level. Another part was on the data analysis part, which we can try to have custom dashboard, which we think, or WHO think this is a good dashboard layout and good chart, so that the people can try to easily visualize their data, what they have entered. Then we have achieved. And one other key issue was on the translation, because like we know, like we don't speak one language, and like I guess like tomorrow in the evening, like Jon will give you a few of the examples about the language problem in Southeast Asia. Like every different country speak different language and different script, so no one can read. So we need to have a very good internationalization tool built in right from the design part. Not only the data element, which has been translated in the HRS2, but also the UI. Like for example, certificate or save, delete or complete, all those things should have been translated into local language. So those were also some of the things which we try to include up, and also give an option for the administrator who can change the language if it does not make any sense. So there is an interface where they can actually change the text or the key text for their needs, even though like it has been translated in one language. For example, let's just say Spanish or Portuguese, for example. Brazilian Portuguese and Mozambican Portuguese are a bit different when they talk about the same thing. Similar kind of way we can try to do it for different languages. Same thing in Vietnamese. At least like written is fine, I guess, but like still. And these are the few snippet. I just want to show this one because like then you are going to try. So these are automatic one where you can try to select particular dashboards and all kind of things. You can try to get all these things on the screen itself. So first thing was broad causes of death. So what are all the top 10 causes of death? Then it was causes by age and sex, non-communicable diseases, and then TB, AIDS, and malaria, causes by chapter, causes by ICD-11 cause group. All those things were included in here. And then like people can again select. All this analysis is based only on yearly. We didn't want it to like overburden the things, like to make it monthly, especially on the mortality, right? We just said yearly, and then people can select different kind of organic province or district or other places to do all the things. So, yeah, these are the other dashboard. Just an example. We don't have to go through all these things. Just like saying these are there. So when we log in, we can try to just see what are all the things, whether it's working or not working. Okay. And all this data, what we are looking at is dummy data. Okay. And then we also have Anaccord export. So where you can select actually a particular year and you can export all the data which is there in DHIS2 to a CSV or Excel format, which can be included into your Anaccord export file for doing further analysis. Okay. This is the administration unit where the people who has permission to change. This was the things I was talking about, the medical certificate of cause of death, where you can upload your own logo, where it has to be. You have a header, the body, and the footer, where you can actually just say what kind of data should be where. And it's also possible to do something like this one. You upload just the PDF file, and there are some places where you can try to just say name has to go in this particular area and all kind of thing. That's also is a possible way of trying to deal with this. To just produce the certificate so that we can try to give. The same kind of technology was also adopted, which Sam was explaining, that when they do the birth certificate, it's the same technology behind this one also. So we started with designing the form like this, and we use it for also for the birth notification. Just produce the certificate so that we can practice. Okay. The same kind of so that's all the basic background. So now let's actually just see how we can try to log in and all. For doing this one, we need laptop. We cannot work with the paper or the book. And please connect to the internet, tap 2004. And then, okay, let me just like change this. How we can try to log in and all. For doing this one, we need laptop. We cannot work with the paper. So if you just go for dhis2.org/WHOCOD. Then, okay, in your laptop, sorry, .world. So if you just go for dhis2.world/WHOCOD. So if you enter, the username password is just there. Don't enter the username password yet. Let me explain what these things are. So there are two parts of user. One is a user who want to do both IPD and cause of death together. And one part of the user who just want to do the IPD, who don't have access to COD. We can also have one more user who have just access to COD, but not about IPD. Okay, so these are all the configuration you can try to do. What I suggest, use the first one so that we can actually review both the system, how it works. So use COD demo, COD_demo, and then the password is demo with D as capital @1234. Please don't use this kind of username password. in your production instance. This is a very good example for bad password. Okay. So let me also try to do that. Password is demo with D as capital at 1234. Please don't use this kind of username password in your production instance. This is a very good example for. Okay. When you go, these are all the things what you just see. So DHIS dashboard, where we have included few of the resources there. The functionality, the download of the app itself. I'll tell you not to download the app yet, because I'll come to that one a bit later. And then the introduction to cause of death, it's a same PPT, what we are just seeing now, it's also there. So all these things, you can try to download it by yourself, okay? Including the app itself. The app is also there in the DHIS to App Hub. But we are dealing with the second version, which is not there yet. So go for the app and click on ICD-11 causes of death. Okay, are you with me here? Okay. So when you click, it will take some time. Are you with me here? So when you click, and then like we'll have the organizational unit. Let's just all select animal region, cat district, and cheetah. Let's just all select animal region. Okay. Cat district. The reason why I'm selecting this particular facility is just because there is nothing there. So we can try to create. So then I know how many people are creating how many data. Okay. So now we are trying to do a new registration of one particular person and do the MCCOD. Okay. There are a few hidden features. First, click on registration. Reporting date, let's just say today. And he died on Sunday. Let's give a name. Lily and Lily Fox. You can select the age. Select the age. Let me just take. Yeah. So when you select date of birth, it will show you the years. You just select female. It's up to you. And then you can give the current address. The few things which you have to just see here, this is the cause of death system ID. This is something which is generated by the system itself. It doesn't mean that like when you adopt in your own place, you can select what all the different attributes you want to use. It doesn't mean that like when you adopt in your own place, you can. So let's just say Sanang. Okay. And I just say. So now what we have done is with respect to the tracker part is we have created one particular person. So now this part is here. So one good thing, like now I've done the registration, I don't want to do any kind of things. I can just like collapse it. So then I have a bigger screen. Like now I've done the registration, I don't want to do any kind of things. I can just like. So here, this is where now, how many people are here from our medical doctor? So here, this is where. Okay, 1, 2, 3. How many people are here from Jason? Doctor? No. Okay. Me too, I'm not that kind of doctor. And like we have Nick here, who is also very good in ICD, and Saurabh too. So I just got to know how to enter only one kind of things. So I'm just like doing that one. So in ICD-11 part, we have 2 sections. Before we didn't have this one. We had only the ICD, this part. We didn't have the free text part. So the free text was like what people are entering they wanted to collect and what also like they're selecting in the ICD. So like for example here, I just say attack. Like for example here, I just okay, I click on coding tool. Now we are all inside DHIS itself. We are not traveled anywhere. So when I click on ICD coding tool, now I'm not inside DHIS. So when I just say same. Now I'm not inside DHISP. I just say same. And then I get here. I select this one and say okay. And let's just say time heart attack was 4 hours back. Okay, and then let's just say 4 hours back. Okay, and then let's just say okay. So I'm just like try to type the same thing. Okay. So now like here, this is the searching tool. Like when you click around here, you can actually just see all the different details, what it means. And this one is from ICD coding tool itself. And then this has been translated into Arabic, French, many other languages. So when you change the DHIS settings to your own language, you will also see all these things has been changed to your own language, okay? You will also see all these things has been changed to your own language, okay? Okay, let's just say this one was 2 years back. Then I just say 6 years back. Okay, I just select this one. And then like it was 4 years. So these are all the different things what we have selected now. And then like the people have to click on what is the underlying causes of death, whether it was heart attack, kidney disease, or diabetes. We all know what it is, but like I don't know. So I'll click on process. Before doing that one, what I'll try to do is I'll expand this. I don't know. And this is the output from the DORIS, so that we can try to compare. I'll expand this. There are also like other parts which I need to fill in. Just for the time limit, I'm not filling in because DORIS also takes all this data, manner of death, maternal death, and all different kind of things. It also takes that one. Just for the simplicity's sake, I'm just like doing only this, okay? And then I'll click on process. Just for the simplicity's sake, I'm just like doing. So now if you just see, if you cannot see here, the DORIS has selected a checkbox. So now if you just see, and then in the left-hand side, you have all the description why it has selected this particular, which is diabetics, as underlying causes of death, based on how things are. Okay. So this is the simplest one to try to do. You select all these different things. You can also do the surgery. You can have the manner of death. If it is a women above some age, you will get maternal death. If it is under any person under 1 year, you will also get infant death. If it is male, 33 years old, you don't get infant death or you don't get maternal death. Okay. 33 years old. And then I click on save. Or you don't get maternal death. So this is just to review what you have selected and how things are around here. Just a simple data entry with all the other things. This was also available in version 1. But what is different here is, in many places, they wanted to enter multiple causes of death in the same line. So like, for example, here, I don't want to take this one up. Let me, for example, here, let's just say, this. So you can keep on adding all these things. And when during the DORIS calculation, it will just select what is the exact underlying cause of death. Okay. So when we started this one in 2021 and we made DORIS calculation was, we were still learning about all the process and everything, how things are. and how things were going around. So for the first version, we could just select only one option only. And then like we had the Doris, which is compute and all other things, and it would just like give you the result. But then like you could not do much more. Like here, like we can try to do all these things and process. You get different things. And then, okay, save. We can click on certificate. The first version we could just. So like here, you can get the disease name and everything put down, including the ICD code and everything. Okay. So like here, you can get the disease name and everything put down. And if you want to complete one process, you can complete it. Like I say, let me enter this one. I'll come back tomorrow and try to do. That's also fine. So, sorry. Let me enter this one. I'll come back. Just in the top. That's also fine. Sorry. The certificate option will be available only when you click on save. If you don't click on save and you don't select underlying causes of death, you cannot generate certificate. That was the one of the hardcore rule which we included. You can enter all these different things. If you don't select underlying causes of death, it won't do the things. Yes, please. If you don't select underlying causes of death, it won't do the things. Yes, please. Select, which select? Yeah. Like here, the description. Because like when we write, we already have, but like we can try to get the description to around here. Because like when we write, yeah. But like we can try to get the. We'll just write that one down. Yeah. Just write the description. Yeah. We had that one. Just write that down. Yeah. Just write the description. We had that one.
Yeah. So the issue is full of text. So when you select, if you select especially multiple causes on one line, you will have descriptions and then things start to look not really that great for the person trying to kind of interpret this. So not really that great. Yeah. I mean, these are very specific maybe requirements for this. I mean, maybe in Lebanon, something specific has to be done. What we're trying to present is a generic tool that can, of course, be modified a little bit, I think, but we're trying to also make it such that it's presentable and easily interpretable, following standard guidelines. Specific guidelines that need to be implemented in a specific place or extra features that can be done. Yeah.
Like for example, here. So before when we actually made this one, we didn't have this Doris tool at all. This was later stage. And then people started to complain, oh, in Doris, like here, we can had multiple causes in the same place. And why are you not giving us that one? So that was the reason. The first version when we had, where you had only one causes selected, then like you could have actually just see the whole things. That was still there. But like now, like in one particular place, if you enter 2 or 3, we cannot include all the descriptions in the same cell. Maybe like we can think about some other way after trying to show it, but maybe like however have a tool tip to show the description, that may be possible. But maybe like, okay, have a tool tip to show the description, that may be possible. Yeah, we'll move on very quickly. Like what are all, because we're just like dealing with data entry only. Okay. Yeah. Very simple. Try to do all the things. In the older version, we were splitting into from A and from B, like we were doing that one in the different places. So now it's everything is combined. So it's easy for us to actually review all the places, what has happened, how things are, so that you can go back and actually just see what Doris tool is saying. And then the other thing was, like when the Doris already selected one, underlying causes of death. What did it select? Like when the Doris already selected one, underlying causes of death. Like for example here, this is not right. I want to change it. So then I'll just switch to manual. Like for example here. And then I say, this is not right. There's nothing there. Then I'll just switch to manual. And just say, then like you have to few reasons. These are something which we came up with by talking with different people. One is certificate is already distributed. And then they're doing the data entry after the certificate is been given. And then they cannot change the underlying causes of death. That's one. The second one is medical officer not agree. For example, Dory selected this one, the empty cell. They said, no, that's not right. I know it is diabetics. So let's just say medical officer did not agree, or Doris gave wrong underlying cause. The reason why we are trying to do is then we want to try to collect what Doris has been given and what people are selected. In your analysis, in other things, then we can try to actually just see and compare how much the Doris online tool has helped us in reducing the effort of doing the underlying cause. Okay. So I'll just click on here because Doris gave a wrong reason and save. Only when you save, you get the certificate. Okay. So this is the process which was not there in the first version, because like there we only had Doris and people can uncheck and select underlying causes of death, but we were not recording it, what Doris gave and what was the manual one. So those were implemented in the second version round, and also combining all the different kind of things. It's fine. Okay, so enough of data entry. So let's just go for the chart. Okay. Oh, one other thing. I just want to show about the completeness. So I just like save, go back. Good, people are entering the data. So Lily Fox was I created. Then like if we just see, these are not completed one. Oh, we had a section on complete. I click on complete. Then like you cannot edit. There was a place for complete. I'll come back to that one later. Was a place. Okay, let me just quickly just change. You have. Okay, so now I'm in Cheetah Hospital. Thanks, you have entered some of the data. Okay, so now I'm in Cheetah Hospital, but not selected the things are saved. Just register the patient, but not enter the medical details. You can try to enter the medical details and try to just search. Okay. Just register the patient. Anyway, this demo site is there. Please go through and like enter all the things. And if you have any comments, you can always tell us. So now let's just go for a few of the nicer things. I go for dashboard. These are all built-in dashboard. And all the data what we imported was for 2020, 2023. These are all built-in dashboard. And I select for the national level, which is training land. So these were the few of the charts which we created. These are the chart which is inbuilt. This doesn't mean that like you are not able to do the other charts. DHIS2, the event visualizer, all the things which Pramod mentioned, Pramod and Saurabh mentioned, you can still do it. These are some additional inbuilt chart which you can try to use it without creating all those things again. These are some additional. Okay, one is by age. This is by all the different causes of death. And this one, age by the causes and the chapters. Then you can try to just select mortality by different diseases. You can try to include many other diseases if you are selected with. So this is up to you to just select most of the different kind of causes. And if the data is there, it will just show around. I'm just like selecting few of the things. And if the data is there, it will just show. You can also type. So, like selecting. You can also type. Diarrhea diseases. So then like you can just like click one. Based on your requirement, you can just like try to keep on adding. Or if you just say like, okay, I just want to remove this one. So you can just like click it on. You can just like try to keep on adding. Or if you just say like, okay, I just want to remove this one. Again, by NCD, non-communicable diseases. These are the most frequent causes of death. A chart, all things. ICD death by chapter, which you can try to do. And malaria, TB, and other places. So, okay. We also have Anacord export, where you can try to click. I'll come back to that one a bit later. So this one is the interesting part. Like the translation is there on the fly. Okay. So now I want to try to add a language. You can just select, let's just say, Bengali. Like these are the different things what we can try to just see. Bangladesh or India. So let's say Bangladesh, add. And then like you can try to add. These are all the keys what we use. Like for example, search, list, exit, page, profile. Those are the different, and these are all the English, French, other words. So you can translate all these different things and send it to us. We can try to help the other people who can try to use. Or if you don't want to send it to us, just want to use for yourself, it's also fine. Okay, you can enter all these things, save it, and you can try to, when you change the interface, it will also change that one. Okay, and there are different modules. For each module, you have the translation keys. Like for example, for the data entry, for Anacord export, for dashboard, for administration, and for things. Most of the time, you don't want to translate the administration because people are technical and then end user is not seeing that. So you don't have to worry about that. So including the translation also. So one of the main thing is the data entry part, Anacord export. You just see, select the year, run, export to Excel. So those are different kind of things which we can actually translate it as. And then is the dashboard. These are also something which we can try to translate, but the percentage, the dashboard title, those are the different things which you need to try to include. Okay. Yeah, this is the part like where only the administration people who have the access to change. So for example, I want to include few more attributes you can try to include in the death certificate. And here, where you can try to upload a logo, whichever logo you want to try to include, where it has to be what data you want to try to include around here in the body, and under here, add a footer item. You can just say, I want to include enrollment date. I also want to try to include some places, they would just want to include only underlying cause of death. Some places, they also want to try to include A, B, C, D. That also you are possible around here. So you can select whatever field you want to try to include, which you can try to put it in. So you can select, okay, whatever field you want to try to include. Yeah, that's up till here. Any questions? Have we gone very fast or because we still have IPD1? Yeah, that's up till here. Any okay? Have we gone very fast or because we still have okay. In the dashboard, you just click on the dashboard. Okay. Here we just select 2023. Okay. The dashboard. And then we can just see list of all the things. Okay. So dashboard and 2023. And here, this is the list of all the different type of dashboard which is there. I just say frequently cause of death. So then you get frequent cause of death. And these are, like I just say, okay, why can't we make other dashboard and all things? And I just say, please, you feel free because it's DHIS2. People can try to create any kind of dashboard, any kind of charts, what they want. Okay. You feel free because yes, please. People can try to create any kind of dashboard, yeah, any kind of charts, what they want. You will. Because like all this thing is inside the app. So when I talk about the app, this is the causes of death app. When you install the app, you get data entry, you get dashboard, you get translation, you get administration, everything inbuilt inside the app. You get dashboard, you get translation, you get administration, everything okay inside the app. Yes, because like here, this is our DHIS2 dashboard, right? That's the overall dashboard. So one of the things, the reason why we want to try to inbuilt was there were so much dashboard created everywhere, and people were having access to try to get only for this one. This is just like to just say if people are entering the data and focusing on causes of death only. And these were some charts which we created, which will be useful for people to view. If they want to use the DHIS2 dashboard, it's also perfectly fine. These were some of the dashboard which we just say people are creating the dashboard again and again. So we just wanted to reduce the effort to give them those features. That's it. People are creating the dashboard again and again. So we just wanted to reduce the effort to give them. I just quickly want to I will stop my presentation for 2 minutes. I'll quickly want to I will stop my presentation for 2 minutes. Okay. Is it on? So before I move to the IPD part, I just want to show you how things happen. How does the installation happen at your own DHIS2? So you download the DHIS2 instance from App Hub. So how many people have gone to DHIS2 App Hub? So you download the DHIS2 instance from. You can just search DHIS2. So how many people have gone to DHIS2 App Hub? You can just search DHIS2. In here, this is the DHIS2 App Hub, which you can also get it inside the DHIS2, depending on your version. So I just say. So here, this is the causes of death. You can download this one, upload in your DHIS2, or within your DHIS2 itself, you can just select this one. Once you select, it doesn't mean that like you have installed it once you upload it. What you have to do when you run the first time, it will ask you this screen. What you have to do when you run the first time, it will tell you, ask you, is that. It will tell you. It will first tell you where is your ICD-11 hosted, whether it's in the global server or you have installed in your own ICD-11 coding tool that you selected. And then it will show you default or custom. Okay, I will not go for default one. I'll click on custom installation. Where you select, I will not go for default one. I'll click on custom installation. Where you select. So first thing what you have to do, you have to select your track entity. That means whether it's person and all. And here, these are all the mandatory fields which you have to select. And then you can add additional fields. Like for example, patient address, patient passport number, or national ID, what is there in your DHIS2. You just select those fields and it will like import it. This is before, this is during the installation. When you upload the causes of death app in DHIS2 and run it, the first time you have to do this one. And you should have admin user or super user privilege so that like you can try to do this one. Yeah. And then like if you want to create any additional sections, for example, I want to also know about the investigation details or classification details and other things. You can also try to include all those things. The investigation details or classification details and other things. And once you have done with that one, this is the important part, is and once you have done with that one, this is the important part. You have to select the MCCOD is being collected where? The causes of death app, you are going to assign to the hospital, central level hospital only, or central level hospital and referral hospital, but not for district level hospital and the health center. You select those things. And then other part is, what is this? What are the different users you want to try to do? These are different. We have 3 different types of user groups, which the app will create. First one is data entry user. That means the people can only do the data entry. Second one is view only. That means the person can actually view the data, but cannot do any changes in the record. The third one is admin user. That means he can add more field, do the translation, change the death certificate, so not death certificate, but medical certificate for causes of death. You can add more fields. So those are what we call admin group. So admin, view, and capture. These are all three types of group which you should have in every tracker program. The same thing, like we have been trying to do that one in the causes of death. And then like you can try to review, and the installation is complete. This happens within your DHIS2. First thing, you install the app in your DHIS2. When you run first time, it will ask all these different details, and then it is complete. Then you can see the data entry module. You will see the dashboard. You will see the Anaccord export. You see the administration, and you see the translation. Then you can see the data entry module. So these are all the things. It's an installation guide, which will also come down into different places. Okay. So these are all the things. It's an installation guide. Okay, now let's just like quickly move to other part. I wanted to give you a bit more time on doing all these things, but I've seen some people have already gone and did the data entry by themselves. Well and good. If not, you can always go and do this is there. The same username password, we haven't changed it. You can always try. And if you have any comments and things, you can always write to us. Same username password, we haven't changed it. You can always try. If you have any comments. This part is what we want to try to spend for next some time. So after this one, what happened, especially in Bangladesh? So WHO Zero and WHO Bangladesh and Minister of Bangladesh and DGS, they wanted to just say, like, we also want to try to have a module with morbidity and its linkages with MCCOD. They wanted to say, like, so this is an app which we are building right now. And it's been like also been trying to use that one in Laos and also like in Bangladesh. So the main thing is to capture morbidity data. You register a person one time in one place. And then like he can go to different org unit. I just say he registered in Da Nang, and then he went to Ho Chi Minh City, and his details should be there. And we enter those data. So that's the one of the things. And then the causes is the main cause only is from ICD-11, so that like we can try to compare. And we can also review the old ICD discharge summary whenever he came around. That's the other part. And link the IPD and MCCOD data. Not the data part. Like one person like is entered into inpatient discharge place, and then like we enroll that person into MCCOD program, so that like the people can enter all the medical history, but they don't have to enter the first name, last name, address, and all different things again and again. But they can enter the causes of the death into MCCOD part itself. And then do the same kind of analysis, top 10 causes of diseases by chapter and all different kind of things. Those are something which we are trying to work out. The opportunity is the IPD usually, like most of the country, what we've been seeing around here, even whether it is Cambodia, Laos, or in many other places, we always want to try to collect IPD data broken up by gender and age. And then like it takes a long time, and lots of data quality issues are also happening because people have to fill in exact that particular box. That's one of the way. But like by using this IPD discharge summary, we can try to do that one. Along that one, we can also do average length of stay based on admission and discharge. And then we can also do the midnight head count. Sometimes what happens, like the people just say, my bed occupancy rate is 200. Maybe the person comes down in the morning and just get the IV, stay for 1 hour and then go. And then second person comes down. So then like we don't know what is actually midnight head count. So that's what like we just say one person has used the bed for many times. So this is other way of trying to just see the hospital load. That also is possible around here. Whether you want number of count or number of midnight head count. Also, it's something which you can try to do. The challenges, I come back to it a bit later. What I want to try to do is a quick demo. Challenges, I come back to it a bit later. Sorry?
Yes. What version
Is it 3.9?
Oh, MCCOD app is been, we designed it from 36 up.
36 up.
Yeah, until 40, 41, 42, 43, 44,
Oh,
which is not there yet, but like when it comes down, it will still be there.
thank you.
So MCCOD app, like one of the main thing, we've been testing everything. If you look around here, this is also, which version? This is 35. If you look around here. Okay. So many of the places, I don't recommend you to not upgrade, but like anything, please upgrade to the latest version. But the MCCOD app is been supported from 35 on to 41. In most of the other countries, we have been using 40, 41, 38, all the things we are supporting that one. So don't worry. Most of the other countries, we have been using 40, 41, 38. So let me just quickly go back around here. So now what I want to try to do is on IPD. There are few good things around here. This one is also a new technology where we want trying to implement. We haven't done many of things. This is the reason why we are trying to show, like you can give us more comments and just see how things has been used in your place. Simple, the same way. Let me try to register. I just say simple, the same way. Roger, David, male, blood group, date of birth, we can also try to use. I just say blood group 27, date of birth, we can also accept. Oops. Okay, the address, passport details are the same thing. This is the same way of what you did the registration. So now I'm registering one person is this Cardial Hospital. The patient will register only one time. Just want to move this. One person is this Cardial Hospital. Patient will register. Click on here. And this is now what you're trying to do the admission. So let me just say he was admitted or discharged on June 29, and it was admitted in June 25th. Accept. And this is the ICD-11 thing. So let's just say he was admitted for diabetics. This is the ICD-11 thing. So let's just say he was admitted for diabetics. Save. And then like, let me just say, no, not diabetics. Let me just type about delivery. And then like, okay, let's just say single delivery. Okay. So then like, I'll get a message. There's something in the red that it says male cannot deliver. That's okay. I'll get a message. So I just like clear it. And then I just select diabetics. Male cannot deliver. That's okay. I just like clear it. Save. And then you have preconditions, hypertension, like other things. IPD, whether it is, I just say it was medical. And then discharge status. Like what we have is improved and discharge, discharge on request, discharge on risk bound, and then absconded, transferred, and expired or died. Okay. Let's just say discharge and completed for now. So the reason why I want to try to do this one is like, let's just say Roger David is been admitted in this hospital. I'll go back. I select the cat. I select the cheetah. Health center. I don't find anyone. Okay. Let me just find Roger David. So then I find the person. And now this person who's in Cheetah Health Center can actually look at the data, but he cannot do any kind of modification. What he can try to do is just to add. So I click on add. Let's just say date of discharge is in September 21. Date of admission is so 18. September 21. Date of admission is IPD number. These are all different things which you can try to include more. And I just say IPD number. These are failure. Okay. You can enter in free text. Diabetes. Way to surgery, IPD. And now I'm like making this person die. Let's just see what happens. So did I do something? And then like you just say, date of death was second 21st. And then like you just say, date of death and submit. And like what it does, it will show to you a message just saying, are you sure this person is dead? We will include this particular person. We'll enroll this particular person in causes of death. I just say confirm. And when we go back, we can just like actually just see this person is registered around here. Now I will go back to the causes of death. We can just like actually just see this person is registered around here. Now I will go back to the causes of death. I select the same Cheetah Health Center. And now you can just see Roger is already here. I select the same. So all the is details, the age, date of birth, address, and everything will be there. But this one will be blank. The people can try to have to investigate and enter all this different data. What this one will allow, the person can actually see is all his medical history, what happened in different places. That's also something which we can try to do. And we just say, okay, take me back to the IPD event so that like we can actually just see all this data. That's also something. Okay. So we are not, one of the things we are not going to fill all these different details. That will be very bad. So then like people just like click on click. So we want them to use this app where we can try to reduce only the effort of entering the registering person again, all different kind of things, but all the medical conditions, medical things, they have to enter those data again. Entering the registering person again. Okay. So now let's come back to this challenges. It looks very simple, but it is not. When we talk about IPD, is delivery IPD or not? Delivery, cesarean section. Is it part of IPD? Inpatient department? Delivery. Daycare? OPD? No, come on. At least I know it is not. The reason why I'm trying to ask is many countries have implemented delivery registry, for example, now, where the person have to enter the data. In some places where there is no delivery registry and all kind of things, okay. But like in the hospital, when I want to see, I want to know how many hospitals have been used for delivery and what is the average length of stay, which is part of hospital administration unit. At the national level, we want to know how is our hospital is doing. That's why you're trying to do this IPD, right? What is your bed occupancy rate? What is your average length of stay? How many people have been, what kind of causes you have? And this is not OPD part at all. The challenges comes around is there are already existing systems working. For example, one use case is dengue, which is also very famous. Dengue is also been collected in OPD and also in health centers where there are no IPD at all. And if we just say you have to include dengue in the IPD part, so that like it's useful, then like you're not, the dengue people will just say, I don't want to use the data because I want to see the entire country dengue details. But the national level hospital, the administration, the manager, he will just say, I want to see all the dengue cases in the hospital. So then like we need to make more, these are challenges which are not technical challenges. These are more non-technical challenges where we need to share the data. If people are entering the data, like for example, in Lao, what we did, no IPD will enter delivery details at all. All the delivery details will be imported from delivery registry, where they will just say, if a delivery happens in a hospital, we have data of admission, we have data of discharge. So we take the data and we push it to the IPD. So in other countries where we don't have delivery registry or other things, so then IPD can give the data to the MCH or to enroll into other places. So these are all the challenges which we try to come around, that's when we need to talk to all the different program people when we try to implement. If we just only focus on, I just want only IPD, that's fine. And then people will come around, can you include malaria? Can you include TB? Can you include all these things? Then like we need to know, then you're disrupting the national health program. So these are a few challenges which we need to take into consideration before we implement the IPD as a whole. First, why do we want to try to do the IPD? Yes, we want to try to do the IPD only on these things. It's fine. It's easier. But like then like we also keep in mind what are all the different data we are collected in different systems, whether we're trying to get it from there so that like we don't ask our IPD staff to enter the data again and again and again. Because delivery data is entered in delivery ward, which is not part of the IPD ward, inpatient department ward. And then like, this is also not EMR or hospital information system. In a hospital information system, we can collect everything. But when we want to try to report, we only report main causes for inpatient. We don't include all the causes. That is okay to include in EMR. For our analysis, what is the top 10 causes for admission? We just need one cause. In many places, we have seen like to include cause 1, cause 2, cause 3, cause 4, cause 5, especially in Lao. The people is sitting in the back. So those are all the things we should not include because we cannot do any kind of analysis at all. All the other data, you can keep it in your EMR in the hospital system, but have only the main cause so that like we can reduce the work burden and also do the analysis more easy. Okay. So I will stop from here. If you have any comments or any questions. Okay. So I will stop. No questions? Everyone tired? Do you have any comments or any questions? We will open this one up. This is online, is still there. Please have a look and you can try it out, how things working. We will open this one up. This is online, is still there. Please have a look and you can try it out. Okay. No questions? Okay. I know it's a long day and many people have just traveled today. So, okay. I will give the floor to Sam.
Okay, thank you so much, Sean, for the ICD and the IPD. So I think that's all for today. So we